Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside.
Evil, how did you deal with transitioning from this world to getting propelled into another world where there's checks and balances and you're supposed to present yourself in a certain way and a certain protocol and dealing with people,
Right.
different people that don't understand the culture you come from, and
Right.
they're from different cultures, different ethnicities, different races, and they don't deal with problems as we may deal with problems or conflict.
Right. Well, I mean, for me, it started with not giving a fuck what people think. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to realize that I didn't get here on somebody else's merit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get here because somebody else vouched for me. I had to fight for this. I was in a dog fight for this. You know what I'm saying? I was one out of 7,000 people who auditioned for Eazy E. You know what I'm saying? Or anything else for that matter that I've done. So it took me having a mentality saying, you know what? I don't care. They can say I'm a hoe. I'm gonna walk off. You know what I mean? It don't matter. They can say I'm fake. I'm gonna walk off. It don't matter. I had to alienate myself. You know, I had to move to a different city. I had to, you know, really focus in on myself, on my home, on my children, and the things that actually matter. You know, New Orleans people, we have this thing about us where we feel like we have to address every situation. You know what I mean? Where we can't just play it like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna turn the other cheek. I'm gonna walk off. I already know I'm bigger than you right now. You know what I mean? I'm not about to argue with you and say, oh, the sky's red.
Right.
Why? When we all know the sky's blue, we know you wrong. I don't have to prove this to you, you know? But I've put myself in situations so many times where rather I'm debating with people or I'm just going back and forth with people to make sure they know my character, whatever it may be. And now we in some sort of heated argument or discussion that has nothing to do with anything that's gonna propel our lives forward at all.
Right.
So I make myself vulnerable to these situations without even thinking twice about it.
Do you think that happened on some sets where you were filming and making movies?
Well, you know, it's never really happened on set because I'm like, I'm a person who's like, I'm just very, very happy to be here. You know what I mean? Because if I could write my own story, it wouldn't be this good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't bring that energy to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked in the real work world, and, you know, we all know you don't bring your feelings to work. You know what I'm saying? You leave your feelings at home. But the thing about being in Hollywood is as soon as you cross your door sill, you at work. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the phone come out, you at work. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know how to really conduct yourself. You have to know how to be the template. You have to know how to carry yourself in a fashion that everybody is fascinated with.
But the thing I noticed that the gentrification
Right.
is gentrifying the culture. People
Right.
that are not from New Orleans, that don't know our culture, are coming in and they all up and down 2nd Street. And
Right.
people that built the culture and foundation here are now pushed to a more treacherous area in the east or
Right.
somewhere else. And instead of gentrifying the neighborhood, they at the second lines. They want to take the flambeau out your hand. They
Right.
maybe on the float being
Right.
Zulu members, and it's
Right.
not the authentic culture that gave you your special power.
Right.
That made you shake the world. That made Anthony Mackie, Superman,
Right.
Captain America,
Right.
and all the rappers what it is. So there's pros and cons to it. So how do you feel? What do you see about the neighborhood changing in that regard?
Well, you know, it makes me super happy that I even come from a city that makes people who aren't from here want to be a part of the culture, because I've been to so many places that don't have an identity. So many cities that are just a gumbo pot of people and they walking around and they not speaking to each other, nothing is really happening and everything is so robotic, and people claim they are there to live their best life or fulfill their dreams or whatever it may be, but it has no identity and no culture. So it makes me feel good that people want to come here and be a part of that. You know what? I think New Orleans is really too strong for that. That's my personal opinion. I feel like every person has it in them, rather walking down the street or on a Zulu float or part of the council. You know what I'm saying? If you're some sort of politician, whatever it may be, it's in people so much that I think we want the best for our city. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think you had to taste humility to get to that point where you say, you know what, I got to get back to the grassroots?
You know what? I never felt like I was that good or good enough even at times. So for me to hit that pinnacle already let me know that whatever I had in my mind, whatever thoughts I had to, like, you know how you do a vision board or you write all your thoughts down on a piece of paper and all your goals down? I hit my goals almost like my 2nd year in Hollywood.
Right.
How foolish was I?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to reevaluate everything that I thought I knew. I thought I had some game, but I didn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was important for me to step back and say, hey, okay, this is where I need to get better. This is how I'm going to get better. But I think if you challenge people to do the same, I think I'm just surprised to see, I'm really excited to see what's gonna come from that.
God answers our prayers. Us as black people, we're held to a higher standard. And some people look at that as a bad thing, but I believe that this calls us to be our greatest selves. And we didn't construct this algorithm or this system that doesn't treat us as equal as others. Whether it's spiritual, whether it's supremacy, white supremacy, whether it's the power structure, whatever it should raise us up to be our best selves. Because when we operate on our best selves, mentally, physically, spiritually, and in righteousness, we'll succeed beyond that which anybody can ever touch. So we should strive for greatness in all facets of life. You can't straddle the fence. You either got to be with the light side of the Jedis, working for goodness and greatness, or you just got to play for the dark side. But you can't go back and forth, because that's how you'll lose your wave. You're either on the dark side or you're on the light side. Thank y'all. Have $1 million day.
You know, sometimes I just got to bite my pride and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this the right way. No matter how much I gotta fight for it, no matter how much scratches and bruises I come out with, I'm gonna do this the right way. I hear so many people say, like, if I could do what you did, or if you could just put me in a movie. So it made me start feeling like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna just do something free for my city. I'm gonna just give you the game for free. It costs me nothing to sit back and let you know what I know. You know what I'm saying? I can't promise everybody that they're gonna have a promising career or that they're gonna have some sort of expounded God-given talent or some amazing opportunity, but I can tell you what I know. Exactly, I can give you hope. I can tell you what I know, and hopefully it comes out beautiful for people. It gives me that energy and that power to make me realize, like, I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm not just doing this for my children. It's about everybody. It's about the people across the street and their family and their children. You know what I'm saying? And they help me not forget that. And it's such a beautiful thing, because they could have bad energy if they wanted to. You know what I mean? Because, you know, truth be told, like, ain't nobody make the mistakes that I made but me. Right. You know, so they could be judgmental, but they choose not to. And they choose to back me, and I love that.
So do you feel you have a responsibility to, as you climbing back on the mountaintop, to take others with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do feel like I have that responsibility, but I mean, it's a lot of people's downfall, you know what I mean? And you see this a lot of, like, with a lot of black people and a lot of black stars. As soon as they blow up, they want to take care of everybody. They want to take care of the entire family. And now I just know that I have to give people enough game to have value. And the more that you create value within yourself, the easier it is for us to all climb to the top. So I do feel like I'm obligated to do it, but it makes me excited knowing that some of the people I'm gonna be climbing with got some skills that I don't have, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. That same dog that you got, that same spirit in New Orleans that made you stand out on the 7,000 people. Mm-hmm. I think that's the same spirit that's gonna allow you to climb back up another mountain.
I got you. I got you.
Jason Mitchell's a gifted, talented actor. We want to see him back on the big screen. I'm calling upon the Tyler Perrys, the 50 Cents, these black producers, and to showcase our brother's talent, because he's a phenomenal actor, and his story and his road to redemption may be greater than the success he's already tasted.
Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We